Hi, welcome to Carol's Coaching Corner. I am your host, Carol. Thanks for stopping by and chilling with us here on Carol's Coaching Corner. This channel is all about building a community where we can discuss topics that we can relate to and share our opinions. This is a safe space that's a true vibe. So stay with us and let's enjoy the vibe.
I'm laughing. It says safe space on social media.
Oh, okay, let's see if we can.
Come on, girl. Girlfriend.
Trying to see if we are showing up live. Yeah, I don't know if we
They're
are.
saying that we're in the show for 7 minutes already. And I hear people dinging in.
Okay, I can see people dinging in. Well, hello, everyone. If you're here, go ahead and let us know that you are here. Welcome to Carol's Coaching Corner. Welcome, everybody. Let us know that you're here. I'm back new to this thing, so it's taking a little while to get things rolling. But just let us know that you're here. Okay. And we'll get started in a minute or two.
Come on,
Just
y'all. Hit
wanna
us up in the chat.
Yes, y'all.
Say hello. Where you calling from? Where you communicating from?
Why
Look, we
am I
got to get
thinking?
used to lingo, too.
Yes, y'all.
The old school folk.
Absolutely old school folk. You know that. But don't tell nobody. Shh. Let's keep that to ourselves. They don't have to know. Nobody has to know.
Hello, hello.
Give me a minute.
Next chapter, Nest. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, Summers all day. Oh, God, I love Summers all day. Oh, God, yes.
Can't see anyone.
Twin there, done that. Thank you. Hey, Nice.
Oh,
Hey,
hello, everyone.
Audrey. Destiny. Hey, Christina.
Next chapter, Nest. Nice for you to join us. Hey, Nice. How you doing this afternoon? Thank you so much for joining us. Miss Audrey Rose. What's
One more
going on?
time. Yes.
What is going on? Hey, Christina. What's going on? Thanks for joining us. All right. Hey, hey, Malika. How you doing, baby? Destiny, I hope we got everyone. I am so happy to see everybody that has come in. It's been quite a while since I've been live or since I've even been on YouTube. So, welcome back for those of you that are rejoining us. Welcome back. Um, my host today is Joy to See You. So, that's our host today. That's my co host today. So, we're going to work this thing together. Be patient. Be patient with us because this is a new thing. We haven't done it in a while. So just be patient with us. Um, hey, Desiree. Thanks for joining us. Was all day. I don't know if I said hi to you. But once again, I thank you guys so much for your support. Um, so welcome to Carol's Coaching Corner. And again, I am your host, Carol, and Joy is our co-host today. Not only today, but today she's here. Um, I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. I hope everybody's enjoying their day today. Um, so today's topic, we are going to talk about mental health, mental illness in the African American community. And the reason that this topic was chosen was because there seems to be a stigma um, related to this topic in our community. People don't like to acknowledge that they have a mental illness. It's shunned upon a lot of times in our community. So I just think this is something that we can all address together. Good to see you too, Desiree. Good to see you too. Um, so yes, I think this is a very important topic. Nice, I agree with you. This is a very important topic because we tend to um, just overlook it. We don't even want to discuss it. It's like it's something that a lot of us are not dealing with. And the more you talk to people, the more you realize how many of us really actually being affected, impacted by mental illness. Joy, anything you want to add to what we're going to be
Yeah,
discussing?
if you can go into some of the different forms of mental illness too, I think that would be a great place to start.
Okay, so we're definitely going to talk about the different forms. I think first we should talk about what mental illness is. It's a summary of a number of health conditions that affect your behavior and mood. And a lot of people don't understand some of the things that are included in mental illness. And I am guilty of that. Like there were certain things that I didn't know were even a part of or associated with mental illness. So mental illness, it includes depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, and this was new to me that eating disorders and other addictive behaviors that may affect daily life, work, and relationships. PTSD is also a part of a mental illness. And it's not just associated with the military. People suffer PTSD, rape victims, people that have been robbed. So PTSD is another one that is often overlooked because we associate it with the military so often. And so we'll hit upon some of those. And I'm going to be very honest here because this is a safe space for us to share. I have suffered from depression, and I can say this from my own personal experience. I remember speaking to a member of my family, and I was explaining to her that I was going through that the doctor diagnosed me with some mental illness and anxiety, and she said, "But you don't look depressed." And so that is something that I've understood that I wasn't the first to hear that, and I won't be the last, because I think when people, in terms of depression, they think that someone's sad, they're moping around, they're crying, they can't function. But um, those may be some symptoms for some people, and for others, like myself, I seem very normal to most people, so they wouldn't think that I may have been going through depression. But for me, it was lack of sleep. Um, my eating patterns changed. Um, so there were a number of different things. I would feel anxious at times, which wasn't the norm for me. So each illness affects people differently. So
Yeah,
that
Carolyn, think about the falsehoods. I'm calling you like, hey girl, like And I'm acting like everything is good. That's a lie.
Yeah, well, that's because I put on a facade that everything's good,
Right.
and
We
people
all do
do
that.
that. Yeah, and we did it, and we talked about it because you don't want people to know that you've been labeled as a person that has depression because you're afraid of how people and others are going to look at you. So yeah, we were just going on with daily life, but it's one of the things that helped heal me, and that are helping to heal me is because I have friends and family that have accepted my situation, and so I don't have to hide it. I can just be myself, you know.
But you know what is so crazy that I just thought about? How about when you didn't even know you were depressed?
Right, absolutely, months,
That
no,
is
probably a whole
crazy.
year.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
yes, you
You're like
you're
functioning through this thing. You're like, oh my God, it's crazy. Yeah.
because it becomes your norm, because
Yeah.
you learn how to live with it, and you don't really you know something's off, but I mean, we're strong Black women, we're supposed to deal with
Yes. And Mel,
power.
that isolation, yes, we isolate ourselves and we create these conversations specific to, we design the conversation specific so that we could stay safe, knowing that we're in
Mhm.
trouble. Yeah.
Right, right, absolutely, absolutely. um hey Arif, thanks for stopping in, thanks for
Hey,
showing your love.
hey, nephew.
And Miss Audrey Rose says the current condition of our world is driving to seek mental resources, and
Yes.
I agree with you. Um, I totally agree with you when you start talking about um, resources. There are so many different resources available, and so many of them. What I've learned is another stigma in our community where we're shunned for seeking out certain medications. Um, you know, people say, don't let them put you on those psychotic medications. And, you know, so there's so many things that we have to deal with. Hey, Mel, I'm glad to have you here. You're right, Mel, we isolate ourselves. And that, for people suffering from depression, isolating yourself can make it really worse, but that's what we do. We start not accepting invitations to go out, you know, less and less. You know, we go out to social settings less and less. It's just a part of it because you're hiding. You don't even know you're hiding, but you're hiding from the fact that you don't want anyone to see
Right.
this.
Hey, Carolyn, I accepted the invitations.
Oh, and you know, Joy, I was opposite.
And I didn't
I
even go. I was like, because in my mind, I'm like, I'm going. I'm going. In my mind, I'm got the outfit picked out. I'm in my mind, I'm going. And then the day of,
yeah, because you don't have the energy to get ready.
you think of
You don't
every
even.
excuse, everything not to go because you're in that space. Yeah.
I started thinking, how am I going to tie my shoes? How am I going to get them on? It takes so much effort. Everything, everything takes effort. Everything takes effort.
And then we got to
Um,
ask the kids, does this outfit look good?
you know, and that's another story because they be like, "What is that you have on?" As I'm walking out the door. No, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yes, nice. Sometimes it does become the norm, and so be it for me. It definitely became the norm, you know, for sure. Um, yeah, Miss Audrey Rose, check on your strong friends because it's the strong friends we consider strong that are suffering. And because everybody considers you strong, you don't want anyone to see any weakness in you because you feel like you're failing. So definitely do as I tell my friends, they know. I'll tell them, if you don't hear from me in 3 days, please do a wellness check on me. Call, you know. And I have one friend that said, I'm not calling them people on you so they could kill you. No, no wellness check for you. But you know, it's the isolation, Joy. So we know, we talk about it. Um, all the time. Suffering in silence, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, but yeah, I think uh, that a lot of us deal with um, mental illness. And I want to talk about how do we deal with certain forms of mental illness, how we deal with someone suffering from a mental illness in our family. How does that impact your life? If you're and Joy, you can speak on this. If
Yeah,
you're and
absolutely.
I can speak on it too. Um, but I want you to speak on it first, and then I can speak on it secondly about how um, what happens when mental illness enters into your family. How do you how did you deal with it? Did you
Mm.
see it coming? Did you know, like, did you know it all along, or did it hit you suddenly?
Uh, First, just to be clear, I didn't see this crap coming from anywhere, anywhere. It's a family member that I hold in high esteem and is very smart, very literate, very established. But there were behaviors, but I didn't even pay attention to the behaviors. I'm just thinking, all right, they're going through something here again, not paying attention to the things. But I was like, what the hell is going on? And then you get this phone call, and then all of a sudden, this person is going to a facility, and it's like, for what? Or you're hearing that these things are going on outside of you, you're not aware. So, in regard to dealing with it or recognizing, initially, I cannot say that I did. After assessing it later, there were behaviors, yes. I could have, if I was really paying attention, I would say absolutely yes. There was something going on, but still not to the degree that I expected. It's absolutely life changing. It's You don't know when you're going to get the phone call of a certain state of mind, and you have to know how to respond. We talk about resources. Yes, absolutely. There's resources out there. Yes, but it's hard to find someone to deal with your situation specifically. Um, when you don't even know what the situation is specifically, you're trying to figure it out. So it's hard to go to people for help when you're still just trying to figure it out, what those things are in your mind, what you feel that the person needs, what that person needs that they won't even allow you um, to admit into their lives, because you still don't have any control at the end of the day. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I agree. My um
Every
situation,
situation is different. Yeah.
yeah, but I would say my situation is pretty similar. And the thing about mental illness is it's something that for me, as I had a family member, but as this family member is probably the smartest one in our family,
As
and
well, right.
you don't look you're not looking for that because it's not something that people are born with in a lot of instances. So you don't see these symptoms from the beginning. You may see them gradually seep in. And because a lot of people cover up their mental illness with substance abuse, that's how it can become hidden. So you'll begin to think, oh, it's because they're drinking too much and you'll look at it as that and not the actual issue that they're actually dealing with something that they don't know how to control themselves. And I agree with you when you're dealing with it and you start to realize that this may be something different, maybe some form of mental illness, then you have to find a way to deal with it. And a lot of times, for me, I dealt with it with anger. And a person's going through this, they don't need your anger, they need your support. They need someone to understand what they're going through and to be patient with them and to let them know that they're there for them and to support them in whatever ways that they need to be supported. So definitely,
Look, my ass was nice. What the hell?
it's no, I was angry. Like, what's
I'm like,
wrong with you?
it's gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. Like, look, I should have been like, yo, what the freak is
I,
going
I, I did that method. I was like, no, we're not doing this as though it's just regular rebellion.
on?
Oh, we rebelling now? That's what you do? Okay, I got you. But
Right.
no, we have to deal with it different once we realize what it is. And yes, every situation is absolutely different. But when it's mental illness, I think at the end of the day, we have to realize that the situation is actual mental illness rather than
That
turn
is what
at your
differentiates it. How do you
yes.
differentiate it? That is the problem.
Mhm. Yes.
Not
How
that I couldn't
until
even
that
tell
person
you. I
right.
couldn't even tell you how to differentiate it because everyone's operating the same way that we normally do, but there's just other behaviors that just came in now that are different
Mhm.
than how we would normally communicate, how we would normally operate. So
Mhm.
when you start seeing those things, does that mean that it's a problem? You could have got a new boyfriend for all I know. I mean, people
Right.
maneuver different when they get into relationships. Like, so mental illness, I don't know what happened that hurt you. I don't know what happened that affected you to get you into that state. My
Right.
thing is, I always say, I will never go through depression again, ever again. Once was
Mhm.
enough. Once.
Mhm.
As soon as I feel it, I'm like, okay, what do I need to work on? Because now I know the triggers, I know the things, I know where to go to, the things that help me,
Mhm.
to maneuver through, how to navigate through. Um, Being awareness, when you're trying to live your life and then you're trying to pay attention to someone else's life, and you're only allowed to see what people want you to see.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we have to
And
be honest about that as well.
because they're hiding it. They don't want you to see it because they don't want you to look at them differently. And I think like in general, when we think about, and especially people in our age group, when we think about mental illness, we think about that crazy lady that used to be in the corner talking to herself. We think of it in those terms. We don't think of mental illness. So I like to think people wouldn't look at me and say, yeah, she's mentally challenged. But for the most part, it's stigmatized to a certain type of person, or so it makes it even harder to see through that facade that this person is really going through something. It's something that they don't know how to fix themselves. And Mel says we often take offense to others pointing out the red flags, and that's a
Okay.
fear that you have, especially when it's a close family member. You don't want to say anything because you don't want to upset them. You don't want to hurt their feelings. You don't want them to um, react in rage to you saying something to them. So often we keep our mouths closed. I
And
don't know
she
about
is
you, Drew.
absolutely right, because is that the reason I didn't say anything?
Mhm.
like I told you, I was nice, like trying to keep the peace and just trying
Mhm.
to, you know, be joy.
Right.
I'm in a
Yeah.
place of my life of peace. So I'm trying to
Mhm.
live my life a certain kind of way. And then here comes this chaos from the left. And I'm like, wait a minute. Hold up.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
I'm trying to chill. What the hell?
Girl. Um, Audrey asks, Miss Audrey Rose asked the question, how do we navigate through it? And that's a
Hmm.
very good question, Miss Audrey Rose. One of the things is that people that are going through any mental illness, they need acceptance from family and friends first. You need for your friends to understand what you're once they understand what you're going through, instead of them being in denial, they need to accept it and say, oh yeah, this is my girl, but she's going through something and I need to support her or him or them. You know, it could be a couple going through things together. I don't know, but we need to accept the fact that they have issue, because you can't deal with something if you don't acknowledge it. You can't change behavior that's not acknowledged. So you need to acknowledge it and accept it.
Another
Also,
thing, though, too. I'm sorry, babe. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Um, One of the biggest things that I found, because initially, to be honest, I never discussed it with anyone
Hmm.
for a long time because it was just trying to figure it out, like what is going on. And then you're also trying to figure yourself out too and your role and can you help this person? So, in regard to, Audrey's question, counseling is definitely a great place to start. But being honest is the first place to start. Being honest with yourself and everyone has a person that they can go to. If you don't have a person, then get a counselor or a therapist. But if you have a person that you can go to that person that is just going to be straightforward without judgment, that's going to tell you the God's honest truth, not to be a pacifier.
Hmm. Hmm.
This is
I
not
also
about.
think
Mhm.
we
Yes.
you need support from peers and other people that have experienced
But when
issues
we
that are
don't share, we don't know.
yeah, but at, so if you don't share, then a lot of times you're just gonna go through it, right? But
If people don't
once you
share,
share, no, most of the time they don't because
yeah.
again, they're afraid of being judged. But once you decide to share and you can get some acceptance, and we're talking about um, other people. So I'm not talking about the person that's going um, do it themselves, but also letting people around them, friends and family, if you know that someone is suffering through something, whether they acknowledge it or not, just offer support just to try to keep them company or be with them. Um, and then maybe sharing some of your own experiences
But
so that
remember,
they
I
can.
said I didn't realize there was a problem initially.
Mhm. Yeah.
So that's why we have to really be in conversation with someone and say, hey, well, Joy, maybe something's going on. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It would have been detected sooner. Maybe it could have been addressed sooner, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard for us in our communities because we're so um, we judge each other so much. So it's hard to share certain things because you don't want um, to be labeled as that person that's crazy or and you don't want your family member to be
We're
looked
all
at that.
crazy. We
no, you
all
said
have a level of something. All of us
you
have a level
you
of
said so.
something.
I didn't get crazy yet. Not yet. I'm
You haven't
still
gone
saying
crazy
not yet. Not yet. I'm
yet.
still saying. Think, I haven't
What-
come full around. I haven't come around full
Whatever,
circle yet.
whatever, girl,
I haven't
please.
come around full circle, but
Whatever. I had to ask you again.
that may be the first sign when that person don't realize they have a problem. But no, we have to learn
Girl,
this
look, I don't even
part of it.
care anymore. It's like if it's different stages. Remember, we've spoken in the past about the things that we cared about that was so significant to us before years ago. And now we're
Yeah.
like, what?
Hmm. It's true.
It
I
doesn't
mean,
matter. But when you have family or close friends and that you love, I mean, at this stage, it's not 20, 30. These are 40, 50-year friendships and relationships.
hmm
So when you
hmm
start seeing these behaviors, you're like, what is going on? Because
right.
some people say menopause, some people say perimenopause. And
And you know
they're
what?
all forms of mental illness.
Yeah, and that's an excuse a lot that women use. It's like, oh, I'm going through menopause. I honestly am one. I assume I've gone through menopause. I know I'm young, but I think I've gone through a little bit of menopause. Um, but I can't say menopause has made me act crazy or out of sorts. But some people say, that it does. So sometimes, that's an excuse. Like, okay, well, you let them get away with it because she's going through menopause. But even if a person's going through menopause, you still need to support people in whatever they're going through. But in terms of um, mental illness in our communities, I think that um, we should, and I think this is something that people have to do individually. We have to start looking to not judge people and try to be more understanding when you see people's behaviors are shifting. That you can look at things and say, okay, well, maybe they need a little bit of help. And in terms of seeking help, I think counseling plays a huge role in people suffering from anxiety or depression, PTSD. Um, I think that eating disorders, you need to get some kind of therapy to help deal with those issues. And then hopefully you have someone in your life that you can trust and talk to
Yeah,
that, have that person to talk
absolutely.
to.
Right, right, right,
Um,
right.
Junior Houston, good evening, Junior. Um, Thanks for joining us. Junior Houston says every melanated being suffers with some sort of mental illness. And Joy said that as well. So I would assume so. Desiree says, in many cases, if you are sharing what you are going through with someone that hasn't experienced mental illness, they can't relate to what you are really going through. Saying some can be judgmental. And absolutely, Desiree, absolutely. And that's the problem. That's the problem is that um, just because we haven't experienced something, we shouldn't judge people because of what their experiences are. But we do. We just do. And we have to we have to find another way of dealing with it. Malika says, I feel it's important to normalize conversations surrounding mental health so people can feel comfortable or supportive to seek the help they need. I agree. I totally
Right,
agree.
right, right. I want to go back to Desiree though. Um, Look, I didn't know what mental illness looked like until it was until I was exposed to it.
Hmm.
I didn't know
Hmm.
that that's what it was until I was exposed to it. So we at some point we have to be exposed. I did
Yeah.
not, I had no idea. I would have never even expected that this is what I would be going through at this stage of my life ever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You have to speak to the right person, but the person was speaking to me and I had no idea
Mm-hmm.
until there was like a bigger situation that occurred. And then I was like, oh my God, okay, this is that's been going on. So yeah, it's a catch 22
Mm-hmm.
to speak to people. For instance, you speak to people in the church, right? And what if they never experienced it, but they're giving you, advice and direction, but they never, dealt with it. But some things you learn from not from personal experience. I don't have to go through everything to know that I don't want to go through it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Right.
Right.
So,
Right.
you hear
It's
things.
still,
Right.
I don't need to be an alcoholic to be able to help a person that's an alcoholic. I know there are basic rules that they need to get some kind of counseling, therapy, and
But when
somebody
you
that,
don't know,
yeah,
because you
yeah,
and I are having this conversation right now, what's in this conversation that would you couldn't even think possibly that I'm depressed?
yeah. I mean, I think if and again, we're having this conversation right now, but if people look back at certain instances with friends or family members and they start to look back and say, oh, yeah, because the same thing that I did once I started realizing that my family member had some issues, I looked back and started seeing there were certain things happening. I missed it at that moment, but when you go back and think about it, the signs were there. So if you think about it, and you have a friend that all of a sudden has like come, came out of that changed. That all of a sudden, my girl who was very social and always wanted to go out, now all of a sudden I can't get her to go out, or I can't get her to do this. And we used to do this together, and we used to do that together. And maybe, sometimes just checking in. I think Miss Audrey Rose said earlier, check in on your people. Check in on people and ask them, are you okay? I mean, they may very well say, yeah, I'm good, but it may make a difference because you asked, are you okay? That may
And be
you know
specific in your asking, because
mhm,
the asking has to be specific. Hey, like when I talk to you, are you good? Like, okay, it's been a couple of days. I haven't received a message. Okay, right. Are you okay? How you feeling today? Not how you feeling
mhm,
right now. Right. You have to be specific,
mhm,
because over time the person will realize that you're serious about
mhm,
them.
mhm. And actually listen to what the person is saying, because you can
Yep.
have something that's very vague. When I'm not really feeling good, I'll just say I'm okay. If I'm feeling good, I'll be like, oh, I'm good. I'm good. You know, so listening to your people, listening, you know, I think that's important. Um, hey Mel, first Mel says for the first time on your show, I'll have to disagree. It's not necessary to seek acceptance. Validation comes from within. Mel, I don't, and unless I worded it wrong, I don't mean that you are seeking acceptance. The person that's going through the
Right.
mental illness is seeking acceptance. I'm saying that um, friends and family should learn to accept that this person actually has some sort of illness, accept it and believe it, instead of saying, oh, well, you don't look like you know, you don't look like you're depressed. It's not accepting that the person says to you, and this is if a person has said to you, yeah, I'm going through some anxiety, I'm having a little depression, whatever. Accept what that person has told you about themselves. I was diagnosed with PTSD. Accept that instead of being in denial and then not accepting when that person is having a bad day or whatever. So I meant it in that format, not that I'm going through depression and that I should be seeking that everybody accepts, um, that I'm looking for acceptance from others. I'm not looking for acceptance from others, but it will help if the people closest to me accept that I am going through something, whatever that may be. I mean, it's just like you say I decided to go to school again. And I say to my friends, I'm not going to be able to hang out as much or whatever because I'm going, I'll be working on this program and I'm not going to be as available. I need to accept that this person is going through something, they're working on something, and they're not going to be available to hang out as much. They don't need me to accept it, but I need to accept that, so that I'm not getting upset because this person isn't around as much as it used to be. So I meant to format.
Girl.
I'm sorry if there's any
Acceptance. Jesus. Lord have mercy.
yeah, I'm sorry if I worded it wrong or there was something.
No, that acceptance thing is real. But first, you got to figure it out first. What's going on? And then to accept that that's really what's going on with that person, you're really having to learn that person all over again. And I know that's not what she was saying, but acceptance is huge. You're really having to learn that person all over again. So acceptance, it is important. I don't even, honestly, don't even think it was phrased wrong, because if I wasn't accepting to the situation, I couldn't maneuver the way that I do in the situation now, knowing that that's an issue for that person. So
Yeah.
yeah, you have to have acceptance from someone that's supportive of you, I would say.
Right. If you have shared your situation with someone, obviously you trusted that person enough to share it with them. So it would be nice if that person accepted what you were going through and didn't just go into a state of denial themselves. I mean, they can. I mean, anybody can do whatever they want to do, but at the end of the day, it would be nice that they accepted the fact that I said that I'm going through this and that you understand that I'm going through it.
Right.
And that's all. That's it, and that's all. It's not. I don't need anything else from you. I just need you to accept this is what I'm going through at this particular
Right.
time.
And a mentally ill person, honestly, initially they may not even be accepting of
It
receiving
themselves,
you
right?
at all. But as time progresses and they see the consistency, then, you know, behavior starts changing and the communication starts changing somewhat.
Mhm.
But you still got to be ready for, the opposite that can
Mhm.
occur.
I agree. Rashawn Twine, welcome to the show. We appreciate you being here.
So,
Rashawn says, I think it's important to know that behaviors are diagnosed is general. Therefore, two people can be diagnosed with the same diagnosis and behave and respond differently. Absolutely. And I think I touched upon that in the beginning where I said some people may show depression this way, some people may not eat at all, some people may stay in the bed all day, others may function a little bit more normally throughout the day, or everybody deals with things differently. Um, some people deal with eating disorders differently because some people can binge eat, some people can there's bulimia, and I can't remember the other one, but there's different ways of having eating disorders. So absolutely, and because people are diagnosed and respond differently is different. That's why it's so important to seek treatment, because your treatment will be based on um, your behaviors and how that illness is affecting you. It's no different than a medication. We may have the same illness, but we may be prescribed different milligrams or dosages of the same medication, because you may need a little bit more than the next person. So for sure. So thank you for that, Rashawn. And Desiree says she totally agrees. Thank you, Desiree.
And that listen to the tone and language. That is huge.
Hmm.
That is
Hmm.
huge.
Absolutely. And I think in general, even if it's not mental illness people are going through, I think just in general, we need to support
Relationships. Yeah.
we need to support each other. And, I keep going back to what Ms. Audrey Rose said about checking on your people. We need to check in on our people and make sure they're okay. Like you said, Joy, just call how you doing today. How will you feel? And it's when people say how you doing, you automatically say I'm good or I'm okay.
No, you
But
got to be
really,
specific. Yeah.
yeah, how are you feeling? I have one friend that always
And
texts me. She
asking you again, no, how are you
She'll say, "How are
feeling?
you feeling?" That's what
Right.
she'll ask. She
Right.
doesn't say, "How are you?" She says, "How are you feeling today?"
Yeah.
And
Be
that's
specific.
important,
Yep.
because that means that I have to answer you. I have to give you an answer. I mean, I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling um I have a lot of energy today. I
Right.
feel
And it
so.
allows for the honest answers, though, when you're
Mhm.
specific and you're clear about, your intention.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Yes, Malika, family members and friends can make all the difference in a person's recovery process. I absolutely agree with that. That's why, in an ideal world, we would share with our family and friends what we're really going through. It's difficult. There's a stigma behind mental illness. So, as a collective, um, how do you share the live? Um, you have to go on that link that I sent. The link that I sent out, if you click on that link and go down, and it'll tell you more, and it'll allow you to share it out. And you can send it by text or, however you want to send it. Okay. Um,
I wanted to go back to Malika because I was rolling. She said family members and friends can make all the difference in the person's recovery process. Man, Malika, I need a recovery.
what? I'm not playing with you, Joy, because they probably saying about me. Like, God help us. We need away from this lady that sleeps all day.
But I'm in a place mentally. You have to know where you're at mentally. Also, you can't help someone if you're not in a good place. You have to be in a good place also. Because you need to be able to see. You need to make sure that you're not affecting and putting
Um,
some negative cognitive things in that person's spirit energy either. They don't need that.
Junior Houston, I put in the chat, I put the link for the live in the chat. So if you see it there, you can take it from there and share it as well. Okay. Um, okay. Any topics anybody in the chat wants to discuss in terms of mental illness, or have something that they would like to share? Um, I can always send out a link to join the panel. You don't have to have your camera on if you don't want to. If there's something that you'd like to say, that you can contribute to the conversation.
Yeah.
Um, I agree with you Junior Houston, that mental illness is not always visual, and that's part of the problem.
And I go home and cry.
Yeah, we're not walking. They go home and cry. Yeah, but that's the problem. We're not walking around talking to ourselves and looking a certain way. So it's hard for
Right.
people to know that you're actually suffering from something. People have mental illnesses and go to work every single day and smile at their coworkers. Somebody may say, "Oh, yeah, she's pretty quiet all the time. She gets her work done." So there's mental illness is just that, it's mental. So it's not something that we can often see outwardly. So you know, I agree with you. People suffer and they go home and cry. People suffer from a lot of things and go home and cry. But mental illness is so stigmatized, especially in our community. Like Mel says, we're high functioning, depressed, or anxious. Just like you have high functioning alcoholics, they go to work. You have drug addicts that are high functioning, they go to work every day, and as soon as they go hit their drugs. So, um, many people can hide a lot of illnesses. And, addiction is one of them as well. So, can include that. But if anyone wants to join us on the panel, you're welcome to do that. Or if there's something else that you guys want to talk about, because I don't want this live to go over an hour, because I want y'all to come back and join us next week. And know when I'm not taking up 2 and 3 hours of your Sunday afternoon. And I just want to say once again, I appreciate the support that we've received. This is the very first day. I haven't been on YouTube in about 5 years, and this is the first day, and I'm so happy to see so many of you have shown up to support. I'm so happy to see that. If there's something that you feel would be a great topic to discuss, just shoot me an email, and I'll be more than happy to go over it and see if it's something that I am capable of discussing, that I feel that can share an outlook that's good enough for you guys to share. So, just keep in touch. Let us know. I'll be going
Put your email
live.
to
My email. Can
chat.
somebody post the email? Hold on. I had a few. Okay. Let me see. Miss Audrey Rose, you are not a mod. Let me see.
Hey, Summer. Thanks for joining. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to post my email address in the chat.
There's so many areas of mental illness to even go into. I mean, we just touched so little.
Just trying to touch on like the very basics of it, but it is something that I realize in all communities it's becoming more and more present, but I'm concerned about, our communities. I posted.
Summer's coming back.
Thank you, Summers All Day. We'll see you next week for sure.
No, see you all year, Summer.
Did
I
that
love
one.
the summer.
So let me delete that. Okay, let me put the email in the chat again. And by the way, it's Carol's with a Z, and coachingcorner@gmail.com is the email address. pinned it in the chat. So if you need the email address, feel free to copy it and reach out if you have any questions. Or again, if you have any great topics, we have a few topics lined up to discuss. But if you have something that you want to talk about, we'll make sure that we go ahead and get to it. So just let us know. But just to kind of do a roundup of what I think we've walked away from with mental illness is that we should seek some type of resources other than from family and friends, but um, being able to get some support from your peers or from other people who have experienced something similar to what you're going through. It would be great to align yourself with some of those people just because they may understand what you're experiencing at that time. I mean, it's like being pregnant and somebody that's had 2 children and this is your first baby. I'm going to that person to see, well, I'm feeling this way. Does that sound right? Or just for them to give me some support. So I don't think it's any different with mental illness, except that, of course, there's a stigma behind that and not pregnancy. But you still need to seek out some kind of resources. And if anybody in this chat is going through some sort of mental illness, reach out. I'm here to support as much as I possibly can. And that's what we have to start doing for each other is not judging one another, just really being supportive. And I'm grateful that I have the support network that I have because I have a great support network. I really do. And I'm so grateful for it.
988, baby, 988.
Yeah, just grateful for it. Dial 988.
988. That's a mental health number. Yeah.
Okay, let me get that.
Yeah, absolutely. 988.
Okay. Yeah. And let's reach out and not feel
Thanks.
try not to feel that there's something wrong with us because we're going through something at a given
There's
moment.
nothing wrong with you. Nothing. It's normal.
And there's
But
a way
be okay with communicating. Go to a therapist. Find someone to speak to. You have a voice. You can be heard. You gotta get it. I call it getting it off of me. I gotta get it off of me. I gotta get it off of me. You gotta find a way to get it off of you. Whatever those things that you're feeling, that anxiety, that apprehension, that fear, whatever those gut-wrenching thing is for you, you have to find a way to get it off of you. Dance, sing, just talk to someone, walk in the park. There's so many various things that you could do. But you have a voice, please use it. And people, you have a circle that's willing to listen.
I agree, Joy. Malika Rivers says the session was great today. Really appreciate all the feedback and support. And Malika, I appreciate you being here. I'm glad to see that you're here. And I'm so happy to see here that we have so many different age groups and nationalities. We have a little of everything in this chat, which is really, really great. And I'm so happy. What I'm going to ask of all of you is to please subscribe to the channel, share the channel, and please like this video. Likes helps the channel tremendously. When you hit the like button, I would love for you to hit it before you come in, because it lets YouTube know that we're here, and YouTube lets others know that we're here. So if you want to support the channel, hitting that like button is a really good way of doing it. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. So please, if you can hit that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Audrey Rose. Miss Audrey Rose
Thank you,
says, great
Audrey.
job, and we appreciate it. And
Hit
again,
that like, hit that like.
Junior Houston says we have to reprogram the programming of the oppression of our people, the oppression our people have gone through. Absolutely, because at that when we do that, we um, start the process of stop hating on each other. And if we can stop hating each other, we can support each other more. And our community really needs that for sure. I just, pray for the day that we as a community can come together and really start supporting each other, and that we can seek out resources and not look at visiting doctors and talking to doctors and how we don't want to do it because we feel we're too strong to do that, and they can't help us. They don't know enough about us. We have to start seeking and using the resources that are available to us and all people. We have to start doing that. Um, so once again, I don't want to take you guys over the hour because I know your time is valuable, and you have to stop, but you did, and I appreciate it. I want to thank Joy for joining.
Hey, thank
Today.
you.
I'm so
Thank you
appreciative.
guys. Such a pleasure. And it's football season.
And football is on what day again? Is it
Whatever.
Sunday?
Whatever. It's 5:09. 5:05.
Wait, football game starts now, like at this time. I may have to do this live at 9
Rest in the
a.m.
man. Rest in the man.
Oh my goodness. I might have to do this thing at 5 a.m., 9 a.m. I mean.
Oh no.
I mean, we don't want to interrupt football season.
See, Miss Audrey's dinner time. See, it's football time. See, she gets it.
Because she probably cooked already. No, I'm gonna get ready to head on over there. Get ready to head on over there. But again, guys, I haven't been on
Pleasure,
YouTube for a
guys.
while.
Yeah.
I will be in the next coming weeks. I haven't decided when. I will be sharing my journey with you guys because I think the journey that I have gone through over the last year, a lot of people can learn from. I don't think it's something that a lot of people in our communities deal with, but it was a tough road for me, and I want to share that because I think that that journey will help anybody else that may uh, have gone through it or may be going through it at this time. So I will be sharing that journey with you very soon. Um, very soon, I'll be sharing that journey with you. So look out for that video. That will probably it'll be labeled "My Journey with whatever the issue is that I have been going through." Because I know you see a difference in my appearance, and it's part of the journey that I've gone through. So I want to share that soon. So look forward to that soon. It's something that we really will get into and talk about. We're gonna shed some tears. No, we're not. Okay, so everybody, I thank you so much. I'm going to say bye for the last time because I must have said bye 1,000 times already. I told you guys that I'm, So everybody have a great week. But I can't express enough how appreciative I am that you all showed up. Thank you, and I hope to see you all next week. Share the video. Let your friends know. We're gonna have something nice to talk about next week. So share it around. Let everybody know. Sunday, 4:00. Be here or be square. All righty. Thank you guys. Have a great
Hey,
rest
everyone.
of your
Thank you again. Have a good night.
good night. Hi, welcome to Carol's Coaching Corner. I am your host, Carol. Thanks for stopping by and chilling with us here on Carol's Coaching Corner. This channel is all about building a community where we can discuss topics that we can relate to and share our opinions. This is a safe space that's a true vibe. So stay with us and let's enjoy the vibe.